Hey, welcome back. So I've been working on this little cozy game about 3 months now. After finishing my client work, is day I usually spend most of my time working on this tiny little game. This is my first game ever, and honestly, it's been going really well. I already shared 3 Devlog for the process, how I started and how it's going. I'm learning and building a bit of everything: code, art, and even music. And it's been a slow but really fun process, and I really enjoy sharing the progress here. Hey, I'm Vijay and I'm making a tiny game about an artist and his cat. This is not a big commercial game about anything. I just wanted to make my first game and actually ship it. In this vlog, I will show how I built the dialogue system and talk about how the UI is finally starting to come together. I also shared an early version of visual art on Reddit, and the response was really positive, but some people mentioned that art felt a bit too generative, so I also spent some time tweaking the art style and making it more vibrant. So my core mechanic were all working like I said on last day blog, but I felt it was time to start connecting everything together and give this game a narrative and a story. The games like Night in the Woods and Blue Wednesday are the major inspiration for this kind of narrative, and I played so far and I really like those. So I spent some time studying how they work. I have always wondered how their dialogue system are made. So I started by simply writing the story first. Of course, it's not the biggest narrative game, but still I wanted to have a interconnected story and then connecting all the dots together. Once I had the basic idea in place, I started digging how I could implement them in Godot. I found a few plugin and add-on available on Godot, which I can directly use, but I don't want to make our system too complicated. And I also wanted to learn more, so I decided to write it myself. I started by learning through some YouTube tutorials and documentation, and slowly putting all together basic dialogue system, which actually works. And also I found out I can easily use JSON with Godot for our data. So instead of writing all the story in code, I can just create a JSON file and put all together to make it work. When I want, I can just easily change the JSON and it will automatically update. Since I already know web development and how JSON worked, was really no brainer for me. Next came to the visual for the dialogue system. When I looked at dialogue system in another game, I noticed that some of the game use subtle wave animation at their edge, which gives the dialogue box make it feel more alive. To achieve this, I spent some time creating a shader that take any texture and generate the wave along the edges. It's working pretty cool now. Also, I had two options for the placement of the dialogue system. Either I can place it at the bottom of the screen or I can place it on the player. I see most of the narrative game use second approach where dialogue box put on the player. So I really like the second idea, which is very similar to Night in the Woods or Blue Business Space. So I hooked the dialogues to the player and this looked fine. Then I had to tackle one more thing, which is choices. So some of the dialogue have choices like yes, no, or for example, this dialogue have options like become, laptop, stand, sit, etc. So I have to work on this also. So I spent some time writing the code. Since I don't have an NPC yet, I didn't have to worry about too much. But I do have a cat, so I thought why not just add a dialogue on the cat and use some random word related to cat like meow or his or per. So and also I am working on a calling system which is a part of our narrative story, which I will put at the bottom of the screen for the caller and see how all this looks pretty good in this scene. So like I mentioned earlier, to make my art style more vibrant, what I have in mind, I opened Figma again and generated some more color palettes, which is easy to change and test it out. So I started updating all the asset with the new color palette, and everything looks more vibrant and alive now. I really happy with how this new color palette looking compared to the old one. Next, I also started working on the UI side. I explored different UI ideas for the mobile and laptop screen I had, and also for the HUD HUD. This took quite a bit of time and research, but I started by creating a Pinterest board where I put some of the inspiration, and also there are some websites like Game UI Database. We have a collection of all the famous UI pattern game usage where I explore some of the UIs and found a related pattern which I personally like, and put all them together and created some iterations, and I picked one, and here is how all looks so far. Of course, it still need more polishing, but looking good to go. Things are pretty cool, right? If you have any ideas and feedback, you can let me know. And in last devlog, I also talking about a mini game idea, which probably I will do in next devlog. If you enjoy the design and technical side of these devlogs, liking and subscribing will really helps. And you can also follow me on the other social media. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.